Hi, I'm Dr. T, and I'm a pediatrician. On Ask Dr. T, I answer health questions from teens. Questions ranging from safe sex, to self-love, to questions about body parts. Let's get this episode started. So this episode is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a beginner's guide to shopping for and selecting condoms. It can be super intimidating looking at the hundreds, maybe thousands of different brands, styles, and types out there. And so I want to kind of give an introduction to how to pick them out and give some advice on where to start when it comes to condom use. And then you can branch out from there. So we're going to go through this in tips, all right? So tip number 1 is know how to measure your penis appropriately. So it should always be erect when you're measuring. The things that you should measure are girth, so the circumference of the penis, this is obviously a toilet paper roll, girth, as well as the length. And some people have different sized tips of the penis. So sometimes the tip of the penis is bigger and sometimes it's smaller. So if you notice that your penis changes in width or girth as it goes to the tip, then measure in 2 places, both mid-shaft, so midway up the penis, and then around the tip of the penis as well. So measuring girth, all you need to do is get a string, and I've done a video on this before, but get a string and measure it around the erect penis, and then hold that up to a ruler, and you'll be able to see how far around your girth is. And then when you're measuring the length, start at the pubic bone. So again, when your penis is erect, feel down to the base or the bottom of the penis, right against your bone, right there. And then measure from the bone all the way up to the tip on the top of the penis. And that is the length. The girth is going to matter more for the fit and your own comfort and sexual experience. So it's really worth taking the time to measure the girth as well as the length. So most condoms will have 2 measurements on their labeling. There will be length and there will be width, which is not what I told you to measure. What I told you to measure was girth, which makes it a little bit tricky, but at the same time, you don't want a circumference of a condom to be exactly the same as your girth, because you do want it to be a little snug and stretch and hug your penis. So a girth of 4.7 inches or less is going to be about 2 inches in width. A girth that is 4.7 to 5.1 inches is going to correspond to a proper width that's about 2.0 to 2.2 inches in width. And then 5.1 inches of girth will correspond with a width of about 2.2 or greater. This is just a general rule of thumb, but most condom manufacturers recommend starting out, if you have a girth that is 4.7 inches or less, try a snug fit condom first, and then the corresponding length as well. If you have a 4.7 to 5.1 inch circumference, then try a regular fit. And if you have a greater than 5.1 inch circumference, try a larger fit. Again, this is not going to be totally the same across the board. So if you're on the border there, or if you find that one of them just feels too tight or too loose, try a different one. It's fine. There are so many options out there. When it comes to length, most condoms are going to be longer than the shaft, and that's okay. That's what you want. You want there to be a little ring of extra condom material on the bottom. If you totally run out of condom material while you're rolling the condom down your penis, then you need a longer condom. On the flip side, if you have a whole bunch of extra condom on the bottom and it's really baggy, look for a condom that has a shorter length. Tip number 2, don't rely on the labels of snug, regular, large, extra large, magnum, etc. Those labels are actually pretty arbitrary, and they're going to vary from condom brand to condom brand. So What you see as a Magnum in Trojan will not necessarily be the same as a Magnum in Durex. So don't necessarily rely on those parameters. Instead, get in the habit of looking on the box for the length and width parameters, or look on their website ahead of time and see which ones would likely fit for you. Tip number 3 would be to look for a few different types when you're first starting out. So try to find smaller packages that you have, like maybe 3 condoms, 1 to 3, that you can try on and see if you like them. So I would not recommend investing in a huge pack of condoms right away, right off the bat, until you've tried a few out. Just make sure that it's comfortable for you, because if you like the way the condom feels, you're more likely to use it, and that's the whole point. And there are so many out there, you can find one that works for you. Which brings me to tip number 4, which is practice. You can get an erection on your own and practice putting on the condom and making sure it fits. Practicing will make sure there's less fumbling in the moment and help you put a condom on with ease when you are having fun with someone else. All right, tip number 5. Don't forget lube. And it's important to know, never use an oil-based lube with a condom, because it can cause condoms to break. So when you're shopping for your condom, you can either look on the packaging, and many condoms will come with lube already on them, and that helps get the condom on, and it helps with pleasure for both partners. Sometimes they don't come with lube, or there's not a lot of lube on them, and so you can invest in some extra water-based or silicone-based lube, and that will help with your own comfort as well as your partner's. It's a great investment, totally recommend it, and it'll make, again, use of condoms a lot easier. The other thing to know is that if you are uncircumcised, putting a little extra lube in the condom or on the penis when you put on the condom can help with that foreskin movement and make it feel a little bit smoother and more comfortable. So always great to have lube on hand. And then tip number 6. Once you have a couple of go-to condoms, you know the fit, you know the style, you are comfortable using them, then you can branch out. Talk to your partner if they want to try any of those ribbed ones. Some have like little nubs on them that can feel good for both partners. Then you can branch out. But I would recommend making sure you have your staples first, your go-tos, and then expanding from there. So this was just an overview of shopping for condoms. I didn't go into how to put on the condom or how to remove the condom, which does come with its own sort of set of rules and recommendations, but I hope this helped with when you're first branching into condom use, knowing where to start and what to look for. And remember, if you have a question for Ask Dr. T, you can either respond in this video or submit through my website, askdrt.net.